Everybody knows that I'm the newsboy in this town. You can hear me yelling Morning Star all up and down the street. I got no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. Don't mind about the clothes I wear, don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. I'm awfully cold and hungry, sir, my clothes mighty thin. I sell the morning paper for my daily bread to win. My father died a drunkard, sir, I've heard my mother say. I sell the morning paper now to help her along the way. My mother always said to me, you got nothing in the world to lose. You've got a place in heaven, son, to sell the gospel news. This is a great song. It comes from the early 1600s, which that's back to Tudor England. It's really one of the oldest songs we know about. There's actually a Scottish version of the song, which is quite different than the English version of the song. It's kind of interesting how so long ago, before there was a lot of any recorded music and hardly any musical notation, maybe a little bit by 1600, but certainly not much to speak of. You still had these songs kind of evolve and ooze into the culture somehow, just I guess through people playing them in taverns or around hearths and things like that. But this is a great song, and I think it's about a highborn lady and her lover was caught poaching deer in the king's forest. Of course, that was a big crime back then. Of course, if this goes back to 1600, that might have been Queen Elizabeth. But anyway, he's going to be hanged. So the story is he's hanged. I think there's some historical elements in the song. They're varied. I think there's even a nobleman they think they might know who it's about, or at least some of the versions were kind of inspired by his fate. But anyway, this is a great song. I learned it from the Doc Watson version. And Doc Watson played this one a lot, but certainly a lot of other people have. Actually, I should mention, I think the version that really kind of put it into the folk music canon, as it were, was Joan Baez in 1962 did this song. And it's one I use for Travis picking or finger picking, and it's sometimes I mess it up a little bit if I'm. I was crossing London Bridge one misty morning early. I overheard a fair young maid lamenting for her Georgie. She said, saddle me my milk white steed, fetch me down my pony, that I might ride to London's courts, plead for the life of Georgie. My Georgie never hurt no one, he never bothered any, but he stole 16 of your king's royal deer, sold them in Bodie. 3 lovely babies have I born, and a 4th lies in my body, but I would give them all if you would spare me, my sweet Georgie. Judge, he looked over his left shoulder and said, "Fair maid, I'm sorry, but I cannot spare the one you love, for he's been hanged already." As I was crossing London Bridge one misty morning early, I overheard a fair young maid lamenting for her Georgie. And now I'm going to let you hear the studio version I did of this. Actually, I say studio. I did it about maybe 20 years ago. I always say 15 years ago. I think that's more like 20, maybe even more than 20. But on a Tascam DP01FX, and it was one of these little 8-track console digital things, and I still got it. You know what? And in a way, I kind of like that thing. You could kind of play it like a cassette player, and so I was always kind of comfortable with the controls. It had a little dinky screen on it that I didn't like too much, but I did record an album like in 2005, I think, called Old World Folk. And it was basically all the stuff I recorded, old folk songs, most of them from the British Isles, on that Tascam DP01FX. I don't think it was recorded all that well, but it did. Some people did like it, and it actually sold quite a few. And it was on. I took it off Spotify and iTunes and everything. I took all my music off the internet, at least with my name attached to it. I decided I didn't want to have my name out there with all this music, but I did have it on the quite a while, and it got quite a few plays over the years. And so this is the version I did on that Tascam, and it had a bass guitar on it and also a mandolin. There might have been two guitars on it, a bass and a mandolin. So I just kind of light overdubbing. But hope you like that. Thanks. God bless.